Hi, so I'm demoing the Dunlop Tortex picks and how they sound on acoustic guitar, working my way up from the red 0.5, orange 0.6, yellow 0.73, green 0.88, and lastly blue 1 mm. So I'll work my way up from lightest to thickest, and you'll likely hear a transition from more treble and then to more mids and then more bass with the thicker picks. And this should provide a good baseline in terms of how these picks will perform on your guitar. Guitar here is a Gibson J50 Modern Classic, Sitka spruce top, mahogany back and sides. Strings are D'Addario 12 gauge, phosphor bronze, which are standard on most acoustic guitars. So I'll play some chords and then some individual notes so you have a flavor of each pick. Next up is the orange 0.6 mm. Next up is the yellow 0.73 mm. Next is the 0.88 mm. And last but not least, the 1 mm. Okay, so those are all 5 picks from lightest to thickest. You'll find likely that this red one has a lot more treble, and orange and yellow, you have a lot more mid boost. And there's quite a subtle, or sort of more like a significant increase in bass with the thicker 0.88 and 1mm. I like to use the red and the orange for strumming. If I'm playing a lot more kind of lead or individual runs, I like to use the yellow and the orange. I think if you were to just pick one or the two, I think these two are the best. Some people find that the red pick is a little flimsy, so if you're playing kind of lead lines, it's a little bit harder. So I tend to choke up on the pick, the edge of the pick here, to get a little bit of control. These picks are much easier to play single notes just because there's so much control due to the thickness. However, they definitely lack the kind of brilliance when you strum them. They're a lot more warm. So my recommendation is if that you want to pick one or two picks, these are the two that I would recommend. I generally also play electric guitar with the 0.73. As you see, it falls right in the middle of all 5 picks, so it's kind of the best of both worlds. Anyways, I hope this was helpful and guides your decision in terms of picking up some picks. Just they're really cheap, so you can buy a couple of each color and test them out, and you never know. Sometimes it's good to have different gauges lying around so you can experiment, and each individual song will have a sound, and to get that sound you might use a different pick. And one last note, with the thicker picks you can generally get a louder sound, not only because you can strum harder, but just the thickness transmits a lot more force to the strings for each stroke. Therefore you get a lot more vibration and hence transmission to the soundboard, and therefore more sound. Anyways, hope that helps, and leave a comment and please subscribe.